I could get used to this. I could get used to this type of lifestyle. But a part of me is also saying, guys, don't give me something that you can't sustain. But anyways, Kaizer Chiefs, Richards Bay, 1-0, and this is 3 wins on the trot for Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah.
And you gotta start asking yourself the question. They couldn't do it, could they? I mean,
the fans are saying we're taking it game by game, which is so unusual.
Which is very rare. I mean, to be fair, that's not true. I think when you go on, anytime Chiefs win, you already say, you know, Rinyaka Biao, you know. But obviously, a lot of the niche people who are like sensible are saying, you know what, we're taking it one game at a time, because we knew at this point last year we played Sundowns, and this is where everything kind of just went absolutely in tatters.
Yeah.
So I can't say for me that, you know, this year is different, because if you watch this game as well, not perfect, but better. I'd say I saw a lot of good things, and I think obviously if we can just take it to the first half, I'd say a performance where you could say again, Chiefs. I like the fact that Chiefs, even if then maybe they might be a bit too easy to play through at certain points, they might be a bit too, you know, what can I say? They give away too many chances in games, and sometimes it can be a bit, you know, you kind of need your goalkeeper to be on it, and also just for like things to kind of fall. I'd say Richards Bay. I'd say Chiefs have had a very good first 3 games. Yeah. I'd say winnable games in terms of.
If you put context into it, the 3 teams that you guys faced are in the top 8: Richards Bay, Bulkwana City, Stellenbosch.
Okay.
So fair. Context, these are teams that.
Okay, let me say in the context of Kaizer Chiefs. Yeah. I'd say for a Kaizer Chiefs team who, in any single day, can beat Bloemfontein or whatever 3-0, and then next week lose 1-0 to Amakhosi or Marumo Gallants. That's what I mean. I think in the context, I'd say it was a game where just like these could all be banana skin, squeaky bum time type of games where, but I didn't see that. I saw a team that slowly, more often than not, are creating chances, are finding themselves in the 18 yard and really like opening teams up. Yeah. And I just feel like as we just need to add goals to that. Yeah. I think we just need to really put away more chances. Yeah. And I think we could genuinely see a team really like, I'd say just from the way that we're looking now, we're looking more cohesively as a team. Players are really starting to create those relationships that maybe you would have thought would have been formulated by the end of last season, and it seemed like everything kind of just got a bit weird. And then I think winning the Nedbank Cup was such a pivotal point, even though we'd finished top 8 and all of that. But I don't know, for you, just watching this game, obviously as a biased, rival fan, how did you make the game itself?
I just start with the defense, bro. The defense, Aiden McCarthy, Inacio, Tabiso Munyani, still in the free agent market, Bradley Cross, bro, with Tabotele sitting in front. I think that's solid. That has been solid. 3 clean sheets in the first 3 games.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah.
I see that being the platform that's allowing the front forward players to find themselves. As you said, like, it's a bit more measured in terms of keeping the possession, but I don't see Umdu Shabalala trying
these absolute
long
shots and trying to be very
if that opportunity is not there, he turns back, recycle the ball. Tabotele is a clean progress of the ball. He's touching it, he's keeping it moving. We noted Oxen Tetwa over the past 3 games. Like last year, he was more of a Makitlin Makaula, where when you need to break up play, he's the guy.
He's gonna be like that dog, just kind of fishing out and just pressing where he needs to.
But when he has the ball, he's not progressing it. Now I feel like he's improving in that aspect where when he has the ball,
he's a lot neater. Yeah. I think ball retention is something that I'd say. I don't know if it was whoever the coach is taking charge of training and stuff. Yeah. That's something that we've really sort of hammered home in the sense of let's treat the ball not like a freaking time bomb, because I think we still lay balls into space, we're still running, and I'd say, as a Chiefs team, I'd say I like the fact that we're still very fun to watch. Yeah. We're a very fun team to watch. I think we will always have runners, we'll always have people like bombing into space and just kind of like, and we have very exciting players. I'd say, just to notify specifically certain players, my man of the match was Thabo Mtshele.
Yeah.
And I think he is just becoming what I'd say, and I don't know if it's premature, a midfield general.
Yeah.
In a sense of, in that space, he's really, to the point where you're thinking to yourself, damn, like, he's really just like taking that role as his own.
Yeah.
And even if maybe I'd say the first 2 games was a lot more focused on the defense mainly.
Yeah.
I'd say, he's going under the radar in terms of he's having solid 6, 7, 8 out of 10 performances, game in, game out.
Yeah.
These are 3 games where we've kept clean sheets. Yes, we've looked a bit open, we've looked a bit shaky, and I think we've needed Peterson to really be on song, which I can give credit to him for. He's been when we've needed him to make saves, he's made saves. And I'd say the teams are not the highest quality. I'd say maybe when we start playing, I want to see us play against Sukukuni and see how do we deal with that. I want us to play against obviously the big teams, but I think I was quite impressed. Lelepo is someone that I've been noticing.
He's lively,
He one thing about him, he can be frustrating, but he does stuff. He does something every time he's running into space. Anytime he's on those flanks, you can see he's doing something. He's connecting with Uduba or creating with Userinho. You can tell even with Ushabalala, he's creating, and I think that's why he's constantly keeping his place. I'd say players like Sereno are in and out of the team. I'd say obviously Dubai is another player you could say is in and out of the team. I'd say he's been our starting striker. I'd say him and Chabalala have been like taking those, like, obviously the team is a lot more expansive, but I'm liking, and I just hope that promise leads to something in terms of real end product. But I'd say
Speaking of Olilep, I feel like he's one of those players who he's kind of sort of like, from these first 3 games, he has been the spearhead of Chiefs' attack. As like he's the guy with attacking intent, dog. And I'm looking at Mducha Walala. Obviously, he's still a young player, so we'll expect his performances to sort of fluctuate. But another person who I think was probably like misprofiled in the first half, Species and Jove. Yes, he got a goal against Polokwane City, the winning goal, but right now, I feel like the coaches should slowly integrate him into the team.
Because I think if you compare to the crosstown rivals, they also have a young player who they recently just got, and he's hit the ground running, who we'll touch on in our Pirates video. But he's someone you can say he started, and I'd say his performance, I think that pressure, obviously, in the sense of like, you've got a young player, give him an opportunity. Obviously, he scored the winning goal in the last game, so maybe, would you say maybe it's them rewarding him the opportunity, and maybe it was not the same situation? Because I'd say, just to touch on next, our ability to use our subs is probably going to be our greatest strength in terms of really getting points this season. Because
the quality in depth is there.
Precisely. I think if maybe, again, this is one of those instances where like Chiefs are not scoring enough goals, but they can look to options. I think obviously the Duprees and now Sereno. And just want to say Sereno, someone who, the first 2 games, you can still tell he feels like he's still the number 10. This Sereno is not the same Sereno last season where we're like, all of our hopes are put onto you. Because that Sundowns game happened, game week 3, and he disappeared. And I think this season, knowing that he's a part of a team, he's not, he likes to make these Hollywood passes, and sometimes he has chances to lay it off to people he wants to take the shot. And he took an absolute peach of a goal. We are scoring quality goals, which I can appreciate from the spectator, but I think I'm also just expecting him, can he just sort of like understand who he is, what his role is in this team, and I think keep the good times going, man. I think at the end of the day, he's a player with that type of ability. We know that technically he can do that, and he can come on, him and Mfunivigas, thank you. They can sort of like, slowly become those guys to say, okay, the game's not going great, let's bring on, the cavalry. Let's bring on the people who can kind of bring, because I know that they're very horrible players for a team, like, for example, Richard Bay at that point. They had done reasonably well to kind of just like keep themselves like solid, but obviously they conceded chances. You see the likes of Sereno, players who are very quick with the one touch, one football. Filagazi, another player, he's very, had an opportunity to score. Like, I feel like he should have done better. On his left foot. But naturally, players like that, you're like, okay. And I love that. I just feel like if we're just taking the fact that Chiefs seem a lot more measured with the ball. They're conceding chances, yes, but they're attacking. So you know that they might have a better chance of outscoring players. and I just want to see the new players, the new signings.
Yeah.
We've signed, I think we've signed a new striker, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
since,
since
this game, and you're thinking, okay, we are buying players. Obviously, Silva still needs to play as well.
Work permits. I think those work permits are sorted.
Now, so obviously you'd like to see how that looks, and things are looking good, man, in Nigeria.
But I think funny enough, your defense is your best.
As of right now, 100%. I think reducing the amount of, or even if we conceding chances, reducing the amount of good chances in the sense of, because sometimes it was always going to be those lapses of concentration that would lead to a 1-1 or 2-1 random loss or draw.
Yeah.
And I think, as you touched on, three clean sheets on the trot. Things are looking good. The next game is against Sundowns, and you just hate it because you know that PSL does it on purpose.
Yeah.
They do it on purpose, and once again, it's just one game over. How are you feeling now? For you, you still have to play Pirates in the second leg of the final of the semi-final, but you're playing us. And is it a home game or
away?
So we're playing you guys in Mamelodi.
No, we're going to
FNB. Okay. Yeah. How are you feeling? I just want to briefly, we'll do a review, we'll do like a preview on that when it comes, but just for you personally.
How am I feeling going into the game? Looking at my attackers who are finding it hard to break down teams, and I'm looking at Chiefs' defense. I just feel like it's going to be a really, really difficult game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I feel like my coach is going to make it tactical. Also,
naturally, very cagey, yeah.
He's going to make it very, very tactical. Okay. We don't have that X Factor guy who's going to break the deadlock out of nothing.
Right.
I think the Pirates game will tell me like what I need what I need to know going into that game. But going back to Chiefs, man, I think it's gonna be a tough game so far. I like, even as a Sundowns fan, I can give credit to defense, and I always say this: defense wins championships. And if you guys can just, for instance, nick a 1-0 or a 0-0 draw away, you're still undefeated. And you're looking at Chiefs' next fixture, which is against after the Mamelodi Sundowns game. The next fixture is against Arrows away,
which can easily be a banana skin that could really derail.
But if you go out of the Sundowns game with a positive result, you can keep the momentum going. Sure. So I feel like Chiefs second place right now on goal difference. If you guys can sort out their attackers, integrate the new signings and get goals, it's gonna be an interesting season for Amakhosi this season.
100%. And I'm not complaining. I can get used to this. I think at the end of the day, the King's for a reason. It's okay. Let me chill. But that was just our brief review of the Chiefs game, Chiefs Richard Bay, and please guys, let us know what you guys think. Are we there? I'm talking to Kosiland. Are we there? Do we think that this is, or is it just, we're gonna keep it measured? Please let us know what you guys think. Please keep on interacting. We appreciate it. And man, for more on VJ here at No Foul Plays at 8, stay tuned in.